Namaskaram. Today our guest is Mr. Shubhendu Sharma. In fact, I recorded this interview a few months back, almost 2, 3 months back, and this was recorded in Bangalore. And it was recorded with my mobile phone. So my questions were not there in the interview. Audio was there. So I came to Kerala and I am re-recording those questions here. This may lead to some sort of a visual mismatch. Sorry for that. However, Mr. Shubhendu Sharma doesn't need an introduction. He is the pioneer in promoting Miyawaki model of afforestation in India, and he has been doing it since 2008. And he learned it directly from Professor Akira Miyawaki and perfected his technique by undergoing multiple training sessions and implementing it in most parts of the world. So let us see what Mr. Subhendu Sharma has to say. My first question is that you have been promoting Miyawaki model of afforestation for quite a long time. How did you come to this?
Okay, so I volunteered with Dr. Miyawaki, learned the methodology uh, by working with him on site. And what I saw was that while working at Toyota, in the plant, we were able to document the Miyawaki method in a way where engineers like me, other volunteers who were employees of Toyota, were able to practice the methodology within the factory premises because instructions were extremely clear and the technical work was done by Dr. Akira Miyawaki already, but the replication of it was done by laymen like us who had no idea of botany and ecology. So my exposure to having this industrialized system working to plant the forest successfully uh, gave me enough insight about what it is that one needs to learn to replicate the methodology at any new geography successfully.
I think you had your first meeting with Professor Miyawaki in 2008 when you were working in Toyota Bangalore, and when Professor Miyawaki came there to set up a forest. Can you please elaborate a little on that for us?
So I used to work for Toyota Kirloskar Motors. This was in 2008, December 2008, when Dr. Akira Miyawaki visited the factory to talk about his work, to talk about the prospect of making a forest in the factory premises. I happened to attend that lecture, and that was the first time I heard or saw Dr. Miyawaki's work.
If I remember correctly, your TED Talk was in 2014, and you've been learning and practicing and also propagating Miyawaki model afforestation since 2008. So, what was the idea behind this TED Talk? Was it purposefully made to promote Miyawaki model afforestation, or it casually happened?
Yes, so one of the prime reasons of I starting A4S, the company, was to take this methodology out of the Toyota factory premises and let anyone and everyone take benefit out of it, especially in India, because Dr. Akira Miyawaki has been active since 1970s. In 70s, he made his first forest in Japan. In countries like Thailand, Malaysia, his work had already was already spread. A lot of forests had been planted using his work in all the South Asian region, Southeast Asia, and other parts of the world. But in our part of the world, in India especially, it was the first time that Dr. Akira Miyawaki planted a forest in 2009. So I could see that this methodology works amazingly for India because we have a lot of sunlight, we have enough water, we have huge amount of biodiversity in vegetation that we can grow a lot of forest. But because of this methodology arriving in India so late, we are not able to make the maximum use of it. And because Dr. Miyawaki came to India on Toyota's invitation and the the project was only to plant forest in the Toyota factory premises, I knew that the methodology will not spread unless somebody starts to promote it and implement it professionally. So that resulted in starting A4S as a company, and the goal was to spread the methodology as much as possible. So, along with making forest as a contractor or as a consultant. We also focused on enabling other people to plant these forests by themselves.
Now you have been promoting Miyawaki model of forestation for almost 1.5 decades. And you have promoted it in many parts of the world. In fact, in the last Miyawaki conference in Japan, in Yokohama, most of the international delegates came there, learned it from you. So, can you please elaborate a little on your efforts for training it internationally or promoting it? Can you please elaborate your efforts for promoting it internationally?
Yes. For us, the focus was to spread the methodology to anyone and everyone who can plant a forest. I feel that wherever it gets picked up well, that is where our energies and focus should be put into. So in 2014, the TED Talk came out, which was I didn't know what TED is and what TED Talks are, but I applied for TED Fellowship program back in 2013, got selected as a fellow. They are looking for ideas worth spreading, and I think planting forest using Miyawaki method is very well worthy of being spread all over the world. So they liked the idea. They liked our approach of applying the industrial tools, industrial methodology to afforestation, and that idea of spreading forest, planting forest, even in small patches of land, resonated deeply with people, because most of the people, especially listeners to TED Talks, are living in urban spaces where land is extremely scarce. And Dr. Miyawaki, coming from Tokyo, where land is even even scarce, very less, still being able to plant thousands of trees in a city like Tokyo was a huge hope for all these city dwellers. So in Brazil, in UK, US, Europe, we saw emails coming from almost everywhere, almost every country of the world, apart from maybe 5 or 6 countries, even in Iran, Pakistan, countries which we would not have imagined would be interested in planting forests. They are planting forests. Right now my team is in Armenia. I didn't even know where Armenia is, but right now we are in process of planting a forest in Armenia. So in India, yes, a lot of people picked it up, started replicating it on their own as well. India is still for us the biggest market volume wise, but yes, we have worked a lot in other countries, especially in Netherlands. So in 2015, TED Talk came out in 2014. Dan from IVN approached us in 2014 itself, immediately after the TED Talk got released. And 2015 we started planting forest there. Within 3 years we were post 100 forest mark in the tiny country of Netherlands. So it also depends on people. We had a Dan in the Netherlands, and that's the reason why it spread so well in that country. Maybe we will have some other people in some other countries, like Adit Dada in Lebanon is spreading it. In Jordan we have somebody else. So it depends on people also.
My personal view is that many people promote Miyawaki model of forestation these days, and many people train others on Miyawaki model of forestation. Unfortunately, many of these trainees have not undergone proper training, and they are also looking at the cost part of it and trying to reduce the cost by cutting down certain important elements of the methodology. This in fact leads to deterioration quality of forest being created. I don't know whether I am correct. How do you find this?
The quality of Miyawaki forest right now, wherever there is work of scale happening, is not very good. And the prime reason behind it is the availability of native tree species. India as a country has more than 2,500 species of trees. So far, even we have planted 382 species of trees in total in India, which means we have not even covered 20% of the Indian trees biodiversity. And if you go to the biggest nurseries of India, they might not be having more than 50 or 60 native tree species in their stock. So any project that is about scale will go to these big nurseries who would not have the actual native species of the region. So whatever is available will be planted.
Yeah.
And because of that, most of the projects, I might not be wrong if I say all of the projects being planted at a large scale are not doing it right. However, looking it from a different perspective, from an optimistic point of view, something is better than nothing. So if not all the trees in that forest is native, at least 5, 10, 50, 60% are, which is good enough. However, it should not be claimed as a Miyawaki forest because Dr. Akira Miyawaki insists that forests should be planted using potential natural vegetation, and those forests are planted under the name of Miyawaki method, but they are actually not the Miyawaki method. I also want to share that when Dr. Akira Miyawaki came to India for the first time, he went to the Bannerghatta National Park to conduct the potential natural vegetation survey. Now he is a scientist from Japan who doesn't know what Indian native vegetation is, what it looks like. He conducted a survey, made a list of all the tree species he saw in Bannerghatta National Park, and asked the team to procure those species so that we can plant it in our forest. We planted bamboo, we planted neem, we planted mango. They were not native to this region, to the Western Ghats area which starts in Bangalore. 5 or 6 months later, when he was looking at the pictures of the forest growing in Bangalore, he immediately saw that bamboo is behaving like an invasive species. He knew that it is a non-native tree after looking at those pictures. He asked us to remove all the bamboos, and we removed all the bamboos. So to correct his own work, in spite of having so many decades of experience, was something that is extremely important, because even if you are an expert with all the experience, even if you are Dr. Akira Miyawaki himself, there are chances that you might end up planting wrong species. To correct that is extremely important, which has to be done.
Yes. One of the major criticisms raised against Miyawaki model is that it is very costly. When people say that this is a very costly model of forestation, it is everywhere. I mean, in India also that criticism is there. Now outside India also some people raise that criticism. How do you find? What is the? Do you find it very? Do you think it can be implemented at lesser cost?
There are 2 things out of these 3 things one can choose: speed, quality, cost. Whatever comes with speed might not be cost efficient. Whatever comes with
Quality, yeah.
quality might take time and money also. So the practice of working with nature, working with potential natural vegetation is actually not expensive. It is the requirement of converting a barren patch of land into a lush green forest overnight, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 6 months, is definitely going to be more expensive than any other methodology you can imagine, because this is lush green. This is 30 times more green surface area compared to any other garden or lawn or any other form of vegetation. So, if potential natural vegetation is clear, if you know where the mother trees of this potential natural vegetation are, potential natural vegetation means the species which should be grown in that region. If you know where the mother trees are, if the seed collection is happening on time, which is not expensive, if the propagation of seeds into seedling is happening in the right way, which is also not expensive, if the soil regeneration work is happening well using microbes, which is also not expensive, you can plant forest using Miyawaki method
Without much cost.
much cheaper than cost of a lawn.
But all these things need time.
They need time. So you can choose to work with time, less money or no money at all,
Yeah.
and method.
Yeah.
Technique should be right, the time should be right. There is not much of financial requirement there.
Yeah.
Skill is required, but
Yeah.
finances
Yeah.
maybe not.
Okay, sir.